think it's recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Christy Uchukwu's Brilliance TV show. This is the show that we do every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, it's every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is Christy Iwuchukwu, the CEO and founder of Women's Coaching Association, helping women to connect, collaborate, and partner with each other. Listen, today is a good day that you have joined us today because we have our guest speaker who will be talking about the importance of choosing the right color. But before I get to my guest speaker today, I want to remind you that our conference is scheduled for October 20th. That's right, here in Sacramento, California. Our conference is scheduled for the 20th of October here in Sacramento, California. It's going to be an empowerment and business conference. And I have awesome speakers coming to really wow you and share great tools and strategies on how to up-level your business. But before I tell more about that, I'm going to dive into today's conversation. That's right. On today's conversation, I am super excited because I have Danielle Fuhrman coming to us to share the importance of choosing the right color and how does that really make a difference in your presentation or in your sale or in your appearance in general. So who is Danielle Fuhrman? Danielle is an image consultant and she is the founder of Reflections of You, a full service image consulting company. She has 30 years. Did you hear what I said? 30 years of experience with color, style, and image expert. She's also a best-selling author, but guess what? That's not really why she's here today. She's here to help us get the best of our colors and the fitting and what have you, anything that has to do with choosing the right color for yourself. So grab your pen and paper. If you haven't already, invite somebody now because she's about to drop some nuggets. Please help me welcome Danielle Fuhrman. Danielle, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you so much, Christy. I'm so excited to be on this.
Awesome. Thank you. You and I met at Public Speakers Association conference in Las Vegas.
Right.
And we've been connecting ever since.
Yes, we have.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us. So let's dive into this awesome conversation that I've been waiting to have with you.
Okay.
For those people that don't know who you are, can you share and tell us who is Danielle Fuhrman?
Well, right now I'm an image consultant, but I have been through quite a journey. I've done many different kinds of businesses. I've done accounting, dental, massage, healing arts, and I ended up doing this as when I was getting a divorce. Because when I was going through my divorce, I figured this was a good time to go get trained. I had my colors done about 30 years ago or over 30 years ago. And it was such an amazing experience that I knew one day that I would want to go back and get trained. So that's what I did. And I've been on the journey ever since. And I've been doing other things along the way to incorporate into my business.
Awesome. So you are the right person for this because I cannot wait. So tell us, oftentimes, people might be looking at you and what you have accomplished in life right now. 30 years experience with colors and style and image. But what has it been for you? How has it been for you?
Well,
you were in the Valley. How did you get started?
Well, I got started because I actually had it done myself. And like I said, it made such a big difference in how people responded to me and how I felt about myself that I knew one day that I would want to go back and get trained so that I could give my clients the same kind of an experience that I had. And throughout the years, I kind of felt like something was missing because I didn't feel that if you saw an image consultant, it wasn't about, for me anyways, dressing to the nines and having the best of everything. It was really about being authentic in your own skin. And about 15 or 16 years ago, I met a woman that shared an assessment with me that was amazing. It changed my life. It saved my life on many different levels, and literally. And that I just knew that this was something that I was going to have to incorporate into my business. It was something that I was looking for a long time. I just didn't know what it was. And so now I feel like it's a complete thing, because it's all about lining up your inner identity with your external expression. And so that's what the assessment's about, really getting to know who you are on a very deep level.
Getting to know who you are, because I know for sure that one of the external messages that we use to communicate about us is really our appearance. So do you really believe that first impression matters, especially when it comes to colors and clothes?
Yes, absolutely. It's interesting. I mean, you have 3 to 7 seconds to make a first impression. And so what is it that you want people to remember you for? And if you're out doing business and you're doing a pretty high-end business, but you don't show up the way that you want to be, represent that business, people aren't going to necessarily take you seriously. And so it's really important to really look at the kind of people that you're going to be, I want to say, meeting, and making sure that you are at least at the same level that they are, so that they feel comfortable with you and not necessarily feeling uncomfortable because either you're not dressed well or you're dressed too well for the situation. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And I like what you said, when you are going out to meet someone, to make sure that you are dressed up to the same level that that person, and not less. And probably not, yes, absolutely. Right. I love that. And you stress the importance of, if you're not dressed and not up to par, that person will not take you seriously.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that if you meet two people that do exactly the same thing, and they both have very similar experience, one person might be more experienced than the other, but the one that is less experienced is dressed nicer, they're probably going to hire that person and not the other person. It depends, I think, it depends on the person's level of refinement. Mm-hmm. So if somebody, isn't dressing to the nines, and they meet somebody that is dressed to the nines, they may not work with that person, but excuse me, normally they will. They'll work with the person that actually dresses the part.
So why is it so important that we know our colors? Why is colors important?
Because if you're wearing colors that aren't your inherent coloring or look good on you, what you could be doing is putting up invisible walls between you and that other person. And if you're going out on, let's say, a date, or you're going to meet somebody to try to close a sale, or you're getting on stage, you want to make that connection. And if you're wearing something that just, people don't feel that comfortable with you, you're not going to make the connection, or it's going to take a lot longer to get there. And I've seen it happen. I had a client that wore a lot of colors that just did not look good on him, and he was great at sales, but it took him 3 or 4 visits to close the sale. And once he changed his colors, it usually was like the first time and sometimes the second. So that saves a lot of time and effort. And you do save money too when you go shopping, when you know what colors to wear.
So I hear you talking about sales. So choosing the right color can actually help you make more sales, can it?
Yes. Well, what it will do, if you're meeting somebody for the first time, there's a color, it's your eye color. And so if you're wearing your eye color when you meet somebody for the first time, you're going to create that connection, credibility, and trust that you wouldn't normally get if you're wearing something that is not suited for you, the color that's not really inherent to your coloring.
Wow. So do you normally work with men or women, or does it matter?
I work with both, actually, and I love working with both. I find on some level sometimes men are a little bit more coachable, just because they're not as stubborn about letting go of certain things that they like. They may fight me a little bit. Matter of fact, I just had a client that fought me a little bit, a male client, but it's okay. He gets it, but he doesn't like it necessarily.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what really makes a difference in terms of your clothes? You know, you can see people wear trending clothes, clothes
Yeah.
that is in vogue. Is that what we should be concerned about, or should we concern about other things in terms of our clothes and appearance?
Right. Just because it's trending and it's out there, as the new thing to wear, it doesn't mean that you should wear it. You might be able to wear it, but you might not. You might not have the body for it. It might not be the right color. So if you understand your style of clothes and the things that you should wear and you know your colors, then when new things are coming out for each season, then you'll know whether it's something that you can wear or not wear. There's so many times that things come out and I can't wear it. I don't like I might like the style, but the colors aren't good. So it really depends. Yeah.
So basically what you're telling us is that it doesn't matter that something is in vogue. It doesn't matter if it's, it's trending, to really look at what matches you or what fits you, including the color, is what I'm hearing.
I find in a lot of, especially like Vogue, I find that a lot of the clothes that are in Vogue, most people don't wear. It's the models that are wearing it. I don't always see those clothes out in the stores. Like when you go to the runway fashion shows and stuff, some of the stuff that is there is so outrageous. I don't see how anybody else could wear some of the stuff.
So can you talk about speakers or someone on the stage without the right clothes? What impact? How would that impact the presentation?
Well, the first thing that you want to find out when you're going to speak is what the background color is going to be. And because a lot of times it's black, but sometimes it's different colors. So you want to make sure that you're not wearing the same color as the background, because if you are wearing the same color as the background and people are in the audience like further away, not close up to you, what they're going to see is mostly just your head. So it's going to kind of look like a bobblehead instead of really looking like, that you belong on stage, like you stand out from the background. And so, a lot of people do wear black and a lot of the background is black. So you really want to find out what the color is going to be so that you can wear something that stands out and people will notice you and pay attention to you and not feel like that you're in the background.
So how does accessories and your clothes work?
Well, accessories are, if you're a speaker, I would say go really light on your accessories, because if it makes a lot of noise and you're wearing a headset, it's going to bang up against the headset. Accessories, I think, are a really great way to enhance what you're wearing. And there's a whole, like I could teach a whole class just on accessories, because when you're wearing accessories, you actually want to look at the shapes in your face and how much space you have. And so that's going to have you choose the kind of shapes in your earrings or your necklace, or even for men with their cufflinks or tie clips, or even if they're doing a handkerchief, like should it be rounded or should it have more square or triangular? It's going to depend on the shapes of their face and their body.
I never thought, and I really never thought about watching the shape of your face when you have certain jewelry.
Yes.
Then how would someone who doesn't know about all these things know?
How would they know?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could look at your face and see, you know, the shape of your nose and the shape of your eyes. Some people have really round eyes, so they could wear polka dots or circles. But some people might be more oval or egg shaped. So it's really looking at the whole face and the space in the face. And if you, like you don't have bangs, so you've got more space in your face, but I have bangs, so I don't have as much space. So that's going to also determine the prints that you wear too. You know, are they going to be prints that are more blended, have less space or more space? It's really kind of a science on some level. And that's why there's so much that goes into the whole image piece when I work with my clients.
Wow. I never thought about what you were saying. Yeah. Even your face, the space in your face, in determining what kind of jewelry and what size of jewelry you have.
Right. And you're looking at the bone structure as well. You know, if you've got a large bone structure, you're going to be able to wear a larger piece of jewelry than if you have really small, you know, a smaller bone structure. Like looking at you, you seem like you would have like a medium to large bone structure, and I have a small bone structure. So my pieces are smaller, like you can't really see it, but the beads are really small, and there's a whole bunch of things going on, but it's all small.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That really makes a lot of sense. So definitely I'll be calling you and asking lots of questions about my clothing and my colors. So so from your experience as an image consultant, what is the 3 things that you can give us that you should be concerned about?
I would say most people wear black. That should not wear black. And so that's one of the colors that can create invisible walls between you and the person that you're trying to connect to or the audience. So if you're going on, like I noticed that a lot of blondes wear black all the time, and I don't know why. I'm actually going to start interviewing to find out why they do. But the conversation, or when I ask them, they say, or even just people in general, why do you wear that so much? And they said, because I feel thinner in it. I feel that it looks good on me. It's an easy go-to color, which is true. It's an easy go-to color. But everybody has their own form of black, and it's not necessarily black. It can be brown, it can be navy, it can be eggplant, it can be terracotta, it can be a lot of different colors. And so when people say black makes them look slim, it's not necessarily. They just need to have the right color. And if you're wearing the styles that are good for you and the colors that are good for you, you're going to look the best. You really are. So that's one thing. That's one of my, I'll say, pet peeves, is that people wear too much black. And the other thing too is really, if you look at your eye color, even if you have brown eyes, they're all different color browns. And so look and try to find the right color brown that matches your eyes, and that is like a great color to wear as a connection color. and it creates credibility and it creates trust. And then the third thing, can you tell me the question again?
The question was 3. If that's just 2, you have just 3 things. Yeah, if you only have 2, that's fine too.
Well, I mean, if you know what your style is, then that really is good. So if you get 2, like color, texture, and style, if you get 2 out of the 3, you're doing really well. So the texture could mean that if somebody has really straight, shiny hair, they're going to wear things that are shiny. But if they have a lot of texture in their hair like you do, you could wear more texture in your clothing. And what happens is when you wear like somebody, let's say, I'll give you a really good example. Let's say somebody has acne, and if they wear something that's really shiny, what it's going to do is it's going to enhance their acne, like really paying attention to it. But if they were wearing something that had more texture in it, then it's going to blend in a little bit more, and it's not going to just show up, like, it's just not going to stand out the way that it would if you're wearing something that is shiny, because it doesn't relate to any part of that person.
So what I'm hearing you really saying when we go back to color is that black doesn't always make you small. As I think that black makes me small, but you're saying that's not necessarily true, right?
It's not necessarily true. I think brown would be a better form of black for you than black.
Wow. Wow.
Like brown, like a chocolate brown. That would look amazing on you.
Okay. I would definitely listen and look at it, because most of the time I wear black at the bottom. I can wear black on top, but I always have something to have a contrast in between the black to give it a contrast. It's something brighter.
Well, I mean, what I have found is that I have a lot of clients, and I'll go into their closets and they have a lot of black, and so I let them keep the bottom part, and we find tops to match it until they're ready to really start letting go of everything. But sometimes, there's some stubbornness around that. They love their black and they're not going to let it go. But what I say about it is that if you're meeting somebody for the first time and it's an important meeting, find something else that would look better. The color choice would be better.
Awesome. So I want to ask you before we close here, I want to ask you in terms of colors, how does one know what color to choose? How do I know whether that color will be okay for me based on my complexion?
Well, I've had a lot of training, and I've painted a lot of colors to find out what goes into them. So I would say the best way to do it, I mean, if you're going to try to do this on your own, I'll brag about myself, but I've got the distinction of color down like nobody's business. And so the best thing to do is try something on and see if you actually feel like you're washed out or it's actually giving you life. But when I mean life, I don't mean that when you put it on, you see the color first. You want to be able to see the color and you. So let's say you put on a really bright yellow dress. I would see the color before I would see you. So that would probably be a color I would not recommend for you. But I would say one of the colors that most everybody can wear, but it's really different because of people's coloring, is some form of teal. And some of it is more green, some of it is more blue, some of it's brighter, some of it's a little less intense. So it really depends, because you're looking at the contrast level also of somebody's hair, skin, and eyes. So my contrast level is higher than your contrast level. So I could do something a little bit more contrast than you can.
Wow. I'm learning so much about color and style.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that a lot goes into knowing the right clothes and the right color to wear.
Yes.
So why do we care? Why do we care about all this?
Well, I'll say some people don't care, but I would say why you might like to really look at caring and why it's important. It's because when you're out doing business or just out in the world, it has people see you differently, and it has you feel more confident when you're wearing the colors that actually support you. And so, you know, for me, it's all about being authentic and being, you know, empowered by how you're dressed and what you're wearing. And if you're wearing the things that are not supporting you, then you're not going to feel as good. You may think that you look good, but I think that if you really ask somebody truthfully, do you like this on me? And if they'll really answer you, they'll tell you, well, I like that better, but I'm not sure that I really like it. But sometimes, you know, I would say people don't always have that distinction. And they don't know that it's important to, when you're meeting somebody for a first time, if you're going out on a date, wouldn't you want to connect with them, especially if you're excited about meeting them and you think that this could be somebody that you really want to continue dating? Don't you want to make an incredible first impression? I would. I mean, I've gone out on dates and I've met this one guy that was wearing like a lemon yellow shirt. I couldn't even see him. All I saw was the shirt. So it was hard to connect with him. And, you know, he was a great guy. He just wasn't, you know, for me. But it also didn't help that I couldn't see him when I was talking to him. You know, and prints can be like that too. Prints can be such a distraction that you can't even hear the person and what they're saying when their message could be amazing. And as much as you know that the message is probably going to be great, and if you can't pay attention because they might be moving across a stage or something, and all you're doing is you're following the print, you're following that person, but you're not really listening to them. And that's not what people want to create, when, you know, especially when they're spending so much time creating, you know, all the information for you to be able to get when they're at a seminar or something.
I love that. It's all about confidence. You know, I know that one of the best ways to boost your confidence is really watching your appearance. Your image does play a part on your confidence. And I know for me, sometimes when I feel down, I can put on that pair of shoes or nice dress and I feel okay. So definitely it has something to do with confidence. It will help boost your confidence as well. Right. And as a confidence coach myself, I know that really it is even more so with women than men when it comes to your appearance and how it makes you feel. That's absolutely awesome. So Danielle, I want to ask you, I don't think I am going to be able to remember all of this. And okay. So I want you to go ahead and give your contact information so okay. that we can contact you to work more on how to put the right color on.
Okay, can I put it in the chat?
Yes, go ahead and put it in the chat actually.
So that's my website. It's daniellefuhrman.com. It's not letting.
It's not allowing you?
No, it says. Yeah, it's not.
Did you? Okay. I can go ahead and do it.
Oh, wait, I got it.
Okay.
Okay,
You can
so
go ahead and type
my
your
website is
information there.
DanielleFuhrman.com, and if you go there, you can actually download my my ebook. It's called "Is Color Sabotaging You or Supporting You?" So it will give you some information about some of the things that we talked about today. And yeah, that's the best way. And then if you want to contact me, just go to, if you actually want to reach out to me, you can go to info@DanielleFuhrman.com. And I'm putting it in the chat as well.
All right. So before we go, do you have any other comments or last word before we go?
Well, you had mentioned something that about men. It's really interesting. I read this article that in general, most people call men diamond in the rough, so they get more chances to make a better impression. The women usually have one chance, that's it, which is really interesting. So women especially, you know, it's important to make that good first impression, especially if you're going out on meetings that are important, that you're trying to close a sale, or you're meeting a date, or you know, just getting on stage. It is important to make a good first impression.
Awesome. Audience, I hope you guys can take advantage of that offer. Visit her website, and if you have questions about what's the right color, right fit for you, to be sure to contact her and take advantage of what she has to offer. But before we close, my name is Christy Iwuchukwu, and I am a confidence coach helping women embrace who they are, express their truth, and emerge with confidence. And I am reminding you that today I have coming on a conference in October. That will be the Business and Empowerment Conference. And I would love for you to join. I put in the link on our chat to go ahead and register if you are interested. And I hope you do join me, that you are interested. I also have Women's Coaching Association. Women's with an S is Women's Coaching Association. And you can also go there at womenscoachingassociation.com to find out how you become a member today. We have this Christy Iwuchukwu's Brilliance TV show every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I would love for you to be part of this community. Come back and bring your question and invite other people to join us. So I just want to take the time and thank you so much, Danielle, for taking the time and join us today and share with our community. I appreciate you. I hope that in the future, I will still bring you back to talk some more and share tools and strategies on how to choose the right color for yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate being on, and I put one of your links on the chat.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye now.